Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zheng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorji. Homage to the rituals of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight. Namo Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Simu Danzan Katso Tutan Siddhi, and all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Hola amigo, que quiero mucho. Sukoin, ichiba, kimochi, chumi, yapi, purin purin, konbanwa. Xinzao, gaman.
Siddhigarbha.
今天我们修这个大愿地藏王。
Today we practice Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow.
这一尊是世尊的
This deity
的本尊
is Grandmaster's Yidam, main meditational deity,
八大菩萨
personal
八
deity,
大菩萨之一。
and he's one of the 8 great bodhisattvas.
那佛陀呢，在忉利天宫说法的时候，
And when the Buddha was giving Dharma teaching at the Triyatrimsa's heaven,
这个一切的众生附属给地藏王菩萨。
he entrusted all the sentient beings to Siddhigarbha
有
Bodhisattva.
几个原因。
Someone said there are several reasons.
观世音菩萨所度化的众生最多，但是
Of the 8 great bodhisattvas, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva delivers the most sentient beings, yet Sakyamuni Buddha did not entrust him. And Manjushri Bodhisattva is the first and foremost in the Avatamsaka realm, and yet Sakyamuni Buddha did not entrust him. So, Akasagarbha Bodhisattva with perfect wisdom,
佛陀也没有附属给他。
and the Buddha also did not
像
entrust
除
him.
盖章菩萨，
And Viskambi Bodhisattva, Vajrapani Bodhisattva,
佛陀也没有附
the
属给。
Buddha also did not entrust them.
那为什么特别附属
So
给地
why
藏
the
王菩萨？
Buddha especially entrusted to Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva?
后来的佛教徒认为，
And later Buddhists
因为
believe
地藏
that
王菩萨是
Siddhigarbha
在
Bodhisattva
所有八大菩萨当中，
is
它显现的是声闻相。什么是声闻相呢？
appearing
意
as
思是
the
它是严顶的出家
Sravaka,
它是
which means
严
that
顶
he was ordained as a
其
monk.
他的七大菩萨
Of all the 8
都
great
是优婆塞、优婆夷，
bodhisattvas, he's the only one who was ordained, and the other 7 bodhisattvas are
所有佛法
laities,
应该附属给
upasaka and
这个
upasikas.
出家的。
So the Buddha believed that he should entrust sentient beings to the ordained one, and the lay Buddhists should support Buddha Dharma. That's the belief of some Buddhists. But there are also some others who believe that the one that's closest to the sentient beings should be Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva. In China, we have the 4 Buddhist mountains corresponding to the 4 great bodhisattvas. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva or Kuan Yin is at the Buddhaloka mountain or Mount Putho. And Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is a great bodhisattva, one of the Avatamsaka realm. And he's at the Mount Erme. And Manjushri Bodhisattva with the perfect wisdom. And he's at the Mount Wutai. And which is often written in the sutras as the clear and cool mountains, Mount Wutai. And lastly, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, who's at the Mount Jiuhua. So these are the 4 famous Buddhist mountains in China, corresponding to the 4 great bodhisattvas. Very famous. And because nowadays we often say this term, that down to earth, closer to earth, because from his name, right, the earth store Bodhisattva, Siddhigarbha means the earth store, so more grounded, or down to earth. So that's why Sakyamuni Buddha entrusted it to him. There are 6 Siddhigarbha Bodhisattvas in the 6 realms of the rebirth cycle. So those people had this opinion. This was the opinion of some people. Recently, Grandmaster performs the birth of deliverance of the 1,000 Dharma vessels every night for 2 years already, over 2 years. And last night, at 2:56 a.m., I got in bed. So every night it's like that. So because I sleep so late, that's why when I'm seated here on the Dharma throne, I would sit still because I have emptied everything. Today, the Reverend, actually the Master said, Vajrapani mantra. You place it there, right? And like this, right? 7 times. I only heard very slightly. Did I do that? No. I just kind
好
of
像是在做这
heard
个
it.
金刚手菩萨
The
这显
Vajrapani
化的这个印，
Bodhisattva
那我只好在这里画个十字。
mudra. So all I did was just drawing a
好，我有
cross
画
over
十字嘛，
here.
对不对？
So I did, right?
十
Yes.
字也像，
That's close
因为
enough.
上面像像那个神父一样啊，这样子。
And just like the priest,
当然到最后我追上来，我也有观想金刚手菩萨。
of course, I also visualize
这
Vajrapani
人空
Bodhisattva.
啊，这个。
So when you empty yourself,
还要那个连续在这边给我提醒，赶快把那个
Lian Shi
音
had to
响赶快
remind
接
me,
上，
please
不然
clip on your microphone.
一直在虚空之中，
Otherwise, I would be
没有飘
amiss
回来。
the cosmic
他跟我弹一下
space.
子，我就飘回来，然后就给他挂上去。他回向
I
的
will
时候
not come back.
也语无
Only
伦次。
after he snapped his fingers, I came back. So during the marriage
不过
dedication,
现在已经回
is
神了。
also worthless, but I'm back now.
总之啊，说法的时候
It's
啊，
fine now.
就会回神。
So every
没有
time
说法的时候
for the
啊，
Dharma teaching, I would
做了就
regain
空掉，什么都没。
my awareness and
耳朵
energy.
是有听到
Otherwise, everything is
这个在
emptied.
讲了，再来做什么，再来做什么，是有听
Otherwise,
到。
my ears heard about
好
what
像
to
念
do,
珠，我也好像没有完全念，
and even the chanting beads.
应该有练几声。
Perhaps I chanted a few times, but not completely.
这个修地藏王菩萨是我的本尊呐、
So, Siddhikapa
总
Bodhisattva
是要
is my
找一些话
Yidam.
来讲。
So I should talk something.
地藏王菩
I
萨，
should at least say a few
释
things,
迦牟
a
尼
few
佛
words.
附属地藏王菩萨，
So Sakyamuni Buddha entrusted Siddhikapa Bodhisattva.
因为他是现出家相。
So he's
佛教界是
closest,
认为啊，出
he's
家
more
人
grounded,
是
and he also
拥有佛
appeared
法，
as a monk
所以才叫做法师。
because we believe that the ordained monks and nuns
佛
are
菩萨优婆夷是附属佛法，出家人是拥有佛法。
embodied with the Dharma. That's why they are called Dharma Teachers.
那就不叫
But
法
the
师，
ladies support the Buddha Dharma.
那个叫做什么师啊？
But
好像也
ordained
不是什么师，
people without
阿塞雷不
Dharma
是，阿塞雷不是，出家人没有佛法，
cannot be called anything. They
什么叫
just
三宝和尚
have
啊？
three falls. They're full
玩
of
宝跟睡宝，
food, full of
三宝和尚。
fun, and full of
就是
sleep.
三宝太监下西洋。
Yeah, it's a joke.
怎么有这个笑话？
How come there's such this kind of joke?
这里写的这个笑话是叫无理取闹。无理取闹，
This is called
这样子讲的。
making
一个
trouble for
处境
nothing.
很大的妻子，每天对晚归的丈夫，
A wife that's very jealous
如果
would
发
always
现丈夫
search
身
the
上
husband
的一
that's
根
coming
头发
home late.
便会
If she
大哭
finds
大吵，闹个没完。
even
有一天呢，
a piece of hair, a strand of hair,
一无所获
she would
却有
start
大
to
哭大闹起来
shout and making a trouble. And then one day, even when she cannot find any hair, she's still shouting and accusing the husband is doing it with the nun without hair. Woman so troublesome.
那个连续就会讲这句，对不对？
连续 often says.
是啊，我也有这种感觉。
I feel the same way.
这个笑话是不幸中的大幸。
This joke is about
今天正是不幸中的大幸啊。
the luck among bad lucks.
我们的车子不见
So what's happening? Well,
老婆讲，那大幸是什么？
our car was stolen.
幸亏我没有在车上，不然连我也丢了。
That's good. But what is the luck? The lucky part is that because I wasn't inside the car, so otherwise I would be gone too.
老师讲，
The teacher
成功
said,
需要5个字。
to succeed, you need these 5 words.
特别能吃苦。
It's
小明讲，
called
那我已
can
经成功了
especially
4/5 了。
Oh, this
老
is
师
only
问
meaningful in
怎么讲
Chinese.
呢？小明
And
回答
Ming： said, I
因为
have
我
succeeded
特
80%.
别
Then,
能吃。
yeah, in Chinese, that you're able to eat.
好了，我们进入主题了。
Now,
你问我答。
let's do the main topic
马来
on
西
the
亚
question
莲花
and
寺
answer.
问的，
Question from
请你
Malaysia.
师尊，弟子有几个疑问，想请师
Homage
尊
to
开示。
Grandmaster. I have several questions. The first
在
one,
持咒时，有时会越来越起劲，
when I'm chanting the
有时
mantra,
会有打
sometimes
瞌睡
I'm
或越来
becoming
越
more
累
and more
的现象。
energetic, but sometimes
请问
I'm
师
getting
尊，这当中是
drowsy
何原
and
因
getting
呢？
more and more tired.
还是
What is the
这是
reason?
因为本身精神
Or is it
足不
because
足够
of
的问题
my？
念咒的时
energy?
候，有时候精神非常好，越念越
Because
起
sometimes when
劲，
you chant the
有时会
mantra,
打瞌睡或
you're very
越来越累的
energetic, but
现象。
sometimes you get drowsy
问我
or
是什
getting
么
more
原
and more
因？
tired.
这不如问你自己。
Why are you asking me? You
问我，
should ask yourself.
来告诉你，我也是这样，
Let me tell you, it's the same with me.
对不对？这个问你自己才重要啊！那
You
怎么
should ask
问我呢？
yourself, why
我
are you
又不是
asking
你，
me? I'm not you.
只是我自己的感觉是这样子的。
But my personal
精神
feeling
好的
is
时候，你精神很好的时候，
when you're
你的观
energetic,
想就很清楚，
then your visualization
持
would be
咒
very
也很清
clear.
楚，
Chanting the mantra is also very clear.
就觉得很那个。你精神萎靡的时候，勉强去
But
做某些事情，
when you're not so
人
spirited,
的精神
then whatever you do
有的
is
时候很好，
hardly accomplished.
有的时候是真
And
的
some
不好。
people have
像师尊啊，每一次
good
坐在这
energy
个
and
西雅图雷
sometimes
藏寺的
not.
法座上，那绝对是
Like when Grandmaster is seated at this Dharma throne at the Seattle temple,
那明天
I'm
你看
always
明天
emptied.
啊，明天我在
But
彩虹礼
tomorrow
藏
at the
寺下
Rainbow
午3
Temple,
点
3
上法座，
p.m., when I get on the
哎，
Dharma throne there,
那个法座啊就不一样，
it's
坐
a
在那上面
different
都不同。
Dharma throne. To be seated there, it's a different matter. I would sit well there, but here is a huge difference. How come I have such good energy there at the Rainbow Temple, but not here? So what's the reason? One is a score of 10, and this one is a score of 2. So I'm full of vitality, like 100% at the Rainbow Temple, but only 20% here. Why? Let's ask the accountant. Right? Because at the Rainbow Temple, it's like a full tank of gas. But here at the Seattle Temple, I only have a little bit of gas left. So that's the answer. To this person from Malaysia, if you fill your gas tank, then you would become more and more energetic as you chant mantra. But if you are lacking energy, that's the issue with your own energy. For Grandmaster, it's just a matter of whether I have enough energy or not. The ultimate goal of spiritual cultivation, this is his second question, is to let us have gained the true understanding of the mind and to see the Buddha nature and to transcend life and death. However, this true understanding of the mind, seeing the Buddha nature and transcending life and death refer to enlightenment, complete enlightenment. Without complete enlightenment, can you gain true understanding of the mind and see the Buddha nature and transcend life and death? Why are you asking such question? Let me tell you, that's how it is. True understanding of the mind and seeing the Buddha nature is complete enlightenment. You comprehend your own mind and you see the Buddha nature. Without complete enlightenment, it would be impossible. Once you gain complete enlightenment and you cultivate spiritually, and then you would be able to transcend life and death, because all your channels, chi and light drops are all open and flowing smoothly. So you can go wherever you want. So the life chi is unmoved. We have 5 kinds of chi inside the human's body. The upper chi, lower chi, fire accompanying chi, peripheral chi, and the last one is the life chi, which is unmoved when you're alive. As soon as the life chi moves, that means it's death. That means death. So as a spiritual cultivator, you maintain the luminosity of your heart, and then the life chi is not moved. And the remaining 4 kinds of chi can move, but not the life chi. However, when you want to pass away or to leave the world, you move your life chi to move up. from your heart. So you use your qi to move the life qi up and then to leave the body through the opening at the tip of the head. And it's impossible to achieve it without the practice of the channels, qi and light drops. So you can only transcend life and death this way. So in Tantrayana, if you want to leave the world, you have completed all your duties on earth, you have turned the Dharma wheel, there is nothing to attach anymore in the world, then you can move your life qi to move up and to live through the apex. And this is called transcending life and death. That's the key point. So in Tantrayana, it's due to the practice of the qi, light drops, and channels. Therefore, you will be able to transcend or to be in control or in charge of your life and death. So if you want to continue to live, you can, or if you don't, you can. Before complete enlightenment, you would not be able to comprehend. So the so-called complete enlightenment at the crown chakra, brow chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, sacral chakra, and the base chakra. 7 chakras. And for the 5 chakras are the brow chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, and sacral chakra. That's 5 chakras. So when all these chakras have been opened through the practice of channel, qi, and light drops, then the whole central channel is open and qi can flow in it smoothly. And then at such time you're completely purified. And this is called the true understanding of the mind and see the Buddha nature. Then you would be able to see the Buddha nature and you also would understand what Buddha nature is. So the 3 treasures of Tantrayana is called the qi, channels, and light drops. The qi can flow smoothly, the 7 chakras are completely opened, and this is called complete purity. And that is the true understanding of the mind and to be in total control of your life and death. And of course that's complete enlightenment. And before enlightenment, of course, you would not be able to see, to understand the mind and to see the Buddha nature, nor to be in charge of your life and death. That's the answer to the question. By Lian Hua Ziming from Malaysia.
This 老和为什么要跟妻子离婚呢？
Why did A want to divorce the wife?
你们为什么要离婚？
The judge asked, why do you want to get divorced?
这个老和讲，我昨天晚上回家给他讲
Mr.
个笑
He
话，
said, last
老婆
night
没有笑。
I told a joke
这法官又
to my
问
wife and she did not laugh. And the judge asked,
这点小
just because
事
of that?
就离婚，
And you want to get
怎么不
divorced?
好好过日子？
Why don't you
老
just
和忍不住的哭了，
live together? And
我
he
老婆是
cried
没有
and
笑，
said, my wife
但
did
床
not
底下有
laugh.
人憋不住，
But someone under the bed laughed. He couldn't hold it.
床底下有一个人憋不住笑了，
Someone under the bed laughed. He couldn't hold it.
这个有一个醉汉呐、喝酒醉了，
A
不
drunkard
小心从2楼摔下来，
fell from the
引
second
来很多
floor,
路人看着他。
and there are many
一个警
pedestrians
察走过来问
was
醉汉
watching it.
发生什么事，
And the policeman came by and asked what's going on.
也没有怎么样了，2楼掉
And
下来，
from the
只是受
second
一点伤。
floor was just a
所以
minor
醉汉讲
injury.
说
So the
不清
drunkard
楚耶，
said,
我也是刚到。
I don't know, I just got here.
2个夫妻就是吵架了。
Husband and
老
wife
公为老
are
婆订购
arguing,
了一束鲜花，这
and
个
the husband
交代花店
ordered
在卡片上
a
写
bouquet
着
of flowers for the
我
wife
好后悔，我爱你。
and asked the
有一个
florist to
逗点
write,
交代他我好后悔，然后一个逗点，我
I'm
爱你。
sorry, I love you. I'm
鲜
sorry,
花送到
comma,
老
I
婆的
love you.
手里，
And when the
老婆
wife
是很
got the
生气的，因为卡片
bouquet,
上写的
she
是少
got
那一个
really
逗点。
angry because the
我
comma
好
is
后
not
悔，
there.
我爱你。
I'm really sorry, I
所以我
love
们
you
很多事情要很
without the
小心
comma.
啊
So
随
that's
时少一个
why
点都不行。
we have to be very careful in a lot of things because just missing a
好，我
comma
们今天讲《金刚
would
经》
be
啊。
quite problematic. Okay, now let's talk about the Vajra
今
Sutra.
天的标题是“静
The title
心
today
行善分”第23。
Chapter
静
23,
心行善分第23。
Doing Good with the Pure Heart and
这
Mind.
个佛陀讲，
The Buddha
复静
said,
悉菩提，
also
四法平
Subhuti,
等，无有高下。是名
in Anuttara
阿耨
Samyak
多罗
Sambodhi,
三藐
everything
三
is
菩提，
equal without any distinction.
以无我、无人、无众生、无寿者，
Practicing all
修
good
一切
Dharma
善法，
without any
即
notion
得
of self,
阿耨多罗三藐三菩提。
others, sentient beings, and
悉菩提
lifespan will
所
result
言善
in
法
Anuttara Samyak
如来
Sambodhi.
说，既非善法，
Subhuti, the
是
Tathagata
名善
says
法。
that the so-called good Dharma is not good Dharma.
这
It
一
is
段
merely
稍
named
微
good
跟大
Dharma.
家讲一下，
Okay, let me explain this
静心
passage.
行善分第23这个标题是怎么解的？
So how do we explain the
是
title?
用清净心
Chapter
来
23,
行一切善法，
Doing Good with the Pure
用
Heart
清
Mind.
净心来行一切善法，
You use a pure heart mind to
其
do
实
all
非常的困难。
good, or to
主要是
practice
在
all
清
good
净
Dharma.
心
As
这3个
as
字。
this is especially difficult, and the key point here is in the
我们讲
pure
道果的时候谈到
heart
清
and
净，
mind, or pure mind.
你到底有几分清净？
When I was
10分清净
expounding Lamdi, we talk
就圆满。
about purity skill.
10分清净
Like
就圆
when
满。
we
10
say
分
it's 100%,
但是你只有
then that
1
would be
分清净，
perfect.
还是不圆满。
But
所以
if
清净
you
心
are
行
only
善行一切善
1%,
法，用清净
that's
心
not,
行一切善法，
or
其实这
10%,
个标
that's
题
not
本
perfect.
身就很困难。
So this title itself is very difficult to do.
这里讲的清净心，
So the pure
就等于是
heart, the pure mind
佛在
being
行
talked
一切
about
善
here is the same as the Buddha doing all
法。
good
谁能够10分
all
清净
good
呢？
things. Is there anyone that can be completely pure?
大部分我们人呐，我们把
Most
人
of
一般
us,
小时候我们就分成，这个是好人，这是坏
when
人。
we are little,
我
we
们
are
小的时候
taught
就想说，
this
做
is
一个
good
好人，
person,
不要
that's
当
bad
坏人。
person. We want to be a good person, not a bad person.
2分就把它切成一半，这边是好
So
的，那边是
there's a
那边
dualism.
是恶的，
This is good, that's bad.
那是不对的。
That's wrong.
真正有学问的人知道，
The wise one would
在
know,
好当中
or
也
the
有恶，
knowledgeable one would
在
know,
恶中当
that
中也有好。
amidst goodness there's also badness, and amidst what's bad
所以
there's
我们以
also
前曾
goodness.
经，我的老师啊，在学校的老师曾经讲了一个，
The teacher, my teacher
强盗
in school once
去
said,
抢一个村庄的时候啊，
when a bandit
抢
robbed
村庄的时候啊，
the
看到一
village
个娃娃，一个 baby，
and he
爬到
saw
一个
a
井边，
baby that's
好像在井的
crawling
上面，快要掉下去了。
on the wall of the well,
这个强盗啊，
almost
还会
falling
还
into
会
the
产生
well.
要进去村庄抢了，
So
看到
the
一个
bandit was
baby
about to rob
爬
in
爬
the
爬爬
village
到那
and he
井的
saw
旁
a
边，快要掉
baby
下去，
crawling next to a well and
那个强
almost
盗还会突然间发出
fell
良心
into
出
the
来，
well. And the
把那个 baby
bandit generated
给他
a
抱
good
走，抱
heart
到那个好像是说比较安全的
and
地
took the
方，
baby and placed it at a
然后再
safe
进去抢。
place. And then he continued robbing, continued with his robbery.
那是老师告诉我的啊。
So that was my
世界
teacher
上没
who
有
told
绝
us
对的好人，
there is no such
也
thing
没有
as
绝
a
对的坏人。
totality or completely good person or
不能
completely
用二
bad
分法
person.
把它分成这个是好人，这个是
So
坏
you
人，
cannot
不可以
use
这样
this
子。
dualism to say this is
你要
good
看你
person, that's
亲近
bad
几
person.
分，道果里面就讲
So it depends on how much purity you have, according
所
to
以我讲这
Lamde.
个标题啊，跟人家讲的不一样啊。人家一
So
讲
how I explain this title is different.
来行一切善法，
People would
这
just
个标题
say,
就解释就
use a pure mind to do all good things.
什么是清净心？
That's it. But I am different in explaining it. What is a pure
天
mind?
底下哪有一个人是
Under
清
the
净心
heaven,
的？
there is no such person with the pure mind.
没有啊，
None,
真的。
really.
师尊的人师尊已经很善良了。
Grandmaster is already
小
very
时候到
kind.
大鹏书集看到，因为我家在高雄，
My house was in Kaohsiung
那
then.
时候小时候我是生长在高雄，从
I grew up
这
in
个小
Kaohsiung
一
city,
直到高中都在高雄，台湾
from
高雄
elementary school to
到
high
19
school,
岁。
up until I was
那
19.
我小时候喜欢看书，
I love to
喜欢
read
看书是好善的。
since childhood, and that's a good thing.
在我住的地方，那时候叫林森横路，那
So
么
the
隔壁就是
place
球亭路。
of my house was called
球亭路
Lingsen
有一个大鹏书
Road,
集，
and
那我喜
the
欢
next
看书
block
当然是好的啊，
is
好现象啊。我看了很多
Tapeng
书，
a bookshop. So I
到
have
书局
read
去
lots
听
of
书，
books,
看了
so
很
I
多
can rent books from the bookshop,
我
bookstore.
想办法把书啊
And when I see a book that I love, I would try to steal
读书
steal
是
it,
好的，偷
and I
书
did
是不好
steal too. So readings is
那好的
good,
跟
but
坏的
stealing
相
the
比
books are
较，
not good.
这是
So
零。
good counter the bad to
我
become
喜欢看
zero.
书是好的，但是偷了人
So
家书总是不
being
好
an avid reader is a good thing, but
但是
stealing
我
the
有偷
books
书的方法，我是很厉害的。
not good.
我偷书从来不
Of
被发
course,
现的，
I had
到
my
最后
ways
是因
how
为
to
偷的太
steal.
多，被我父亲发现，
So I was never
然后我父
discovered
亲
before,
把
but
我
because I
那些
stole so
书
many
跟我
books,
全部抓到这个大
my
鹏书局，
dad found out and then took me and the
叫我
books
跟
back to the
老板
Tapeng
忏悔，
bookstore
把书还给人家，
and pushed me to repent
然后
and
跟
to
跟老板
return the
忏悔
books
说啊，自己不对，
and to ask for forgiveness from
偷
the
书是当然是不
bookshop
好的。
owner. that I was wrong. Of course, stealing books is a bad thing, but reading books are good. Reading is good.
偷书的叫做雅洁，文雅的贼。
So
文雅
we
是好的，
call the
贼是不好。
thief, or I mean, book thief. A thief who steals books is like a cultured thief.
人不是完
So
全好的
cultured is
啦。
good, but thief is bad.
经过一番
So
的
a human being is
一
not
般的亲
completely
近，像佛法来
bad
讲
or
一般
completely
的亲
good.
近。在
So
道国里
like
面
in
讲，
Buddha Dharma
亲近的
or
一
in
分
Lamde, we depend
就
on
叫做欢喜
purification.
心。
Like if you purify to level 1, that would be the
亲近
ground
的
of
八
joy.
分，
And
真
if you
正亲
have
近到8分来讲，
been
剩下2分
purified
不
to
好，
level 8,
就叫不动地。
and with only 2%, 20%
那时候
left,
差不
that's
多
called
登
the
地菩萨，
immovable ground.
登地菩萨。
It's basically
亲近一
called
分叫
the
做欢喜
bodhisattva
菩
on the
萨，
ground.
亲近的8分
So when
就
you
是不动
reach
地，
level
那时候才
1,
是
that's
真正的
the
菩萨。
joyful
亲近了9
bodhisattva.
分，亲近了
And
10
level
分，
8
这
is
叫
the
做10
immovable
分的
bodhisattva.
华
Only
严。
then that's a real bodhisattva. And then when you
那个
reach
时候
level
啊，
10,
才是
that's
真正
the
接近佛，
ground
后
of
补
Dharma
佛。
clouds. And that's
亲
like
近
a
10分叫做后
standby
补。
bodhisattva, standby Buddha. That's close to
我现
Buddhahood.
在问大家，你亲近了
So
几分？
let me ask all of you now, what level have you reached in your purification?
你真的都没有恶念吗？
What is your
你
purity
一点
proportion?
不好的念头都
You
没
don't
有
have
吗？
any bad
真
thoughts
正的
whatsoever?
一点不好的
Not
念
the
头都没有
slightest?
的，举手。
Please raise your hand if you don't.
你保证你自己的念头都是好的吗？
You can guarantee that all your
如
thoughts
果
are
是你的
good,
念头
totally
全
good.
部都是好的，连一丝的
If all your
邪念、
thoughts
恶
are
念
completely good,
或
without
者
the
嫉
slightest
妒、吃醋、
bad
通通都没
thought,
有的，
no
完全
jealousy,
都没有，
envy,
完全空
nothing
掉
at
的，
all whatsoever,
就像
that
我
you
坐
are
在这个法桌上
completely
完全空
emptied.
掉的，
Like when I was
什么念
seated
头都
here
没
on
有
this
的。
Dharma throne, completely emptied, without any thoughts whatsoever.
有谁10分亲近？
Anyone?
所以我讲这个标题很重要，就是在这里。
So therefore, this
精
title is
进
extremely
心，行
important.
一切善法。
Doing good things with a pure heart
别人
and
不会这
mind.
样子讲哦，别人只是讲用
Other
清
people will
净
not
心来
say
行
that.
一切善法。好，这个标题就解释完了。
That you're just doing
我告
good
诉你，
with a pure mind.
有1分亲
That's
近，
it.
有2分亲
But
近，有
I
3分
continue to
亲近，
explain that
有4
there
分亲
is
近，
a
有5
one
分亲近，有
proportion,
6分亲近，有7分
like,
亲近，
you know,
8分亲近。到了
the
8分亲
proportion
近，
is
我
to
才
from
认为这
10,
8分亲
20,
近
30,
不
40,
动
50, 60,
地，就
70,
是你那时
80%.
候的
And
清
only
净
at
心才
that
完全
state,
不动。
your
但是还有2
purity,
分
your
还没有清净，
your purity or your pure mind is immovable, which is
那
at
时候才是
the
真
eighth
正
ground.
真明
But
菩
you
萨，
still have
叫做真
20%
正的菩
left.
萨。到了
Only then you
8
would
分
be
清
called
净
a
就叫
true
做
bodhisattva when you reach the purity level
不
8.
动啊，不动的菩萨，心已经不动了，
There
不
would be
会不
immovable
会再往在
bodhisattva,
坏的那边走。
which your mind is unmoved. You
还
will
保
not
证
go back to the bad side.
别人
You
讲
would be
清净心就是
guaranteed.
清净心呐，
And people just say, well, pure mind is pure mind.
不是，真正讲
But
清净
no,
心要讲看你几分
Grandmaster
清净。
would say that it depends on how many,
那个 steak，
what is the proportion of your purity,
你要几
or
分
the
熟
scale
啊？
of your purity.
只要微而当，
Like when you want to eat a steak,
那就10分就
how
行。
well? What is the scale?
medium.
Well done, that's 10.
啊，
Medium
还是这个 mean well，
or medium well.
almost 微而当，
Oh,
还是真正微而当？
almost well done or completely well done?
Well done 就是十分的熟，
Well done, that would be completely cooked.
还是你要生吃？
Or you want it raw?
当然没有生吃的，
Of course,
也有人吃5分的，
that's
也有人吃
not.
几分的，都有。
Nobody eats it raw.
Meaning,
But there are many different
meaning well.
scale.
这个 almost well done, well done， 对，就是这样。
Medium
这样了解清净
rare,
心了吗？
medium well done, almost well done. So now you understand this pure
今天
mind.
这个标题：清净心行一切善法。
Doing good with the pure heart and mind. Chapter 23.
我如果不讲，没有人会这样子讲的。
If I don't explain it this way, nobody else
讲
will.
金刚经的，没有人这样子讲的。
I believe no other people
大家讲清净
in
心
their
很容易啊，
exposition
我就是
would
好人呐、
explain it this
哪
way.
里是好人？
So pure
你哪里
mind
是好人？
referring
你自
to
己想
good
想看，你
person.
是好人吗？你是完
Good
全清净
person?
了
Are
吗
you？ sure? Can you think about it yourself? Look at it yourself and see if you're completely pure.
你还要好
Are you
恶之
completely
分别
pure?
啊！
At least you still have the discrimination between good and bad, up
不
and
行
down.
的，
That's not
佛性是
acceptable.
完全平等的，
Buddha nature is completely equal.
你还有喜好。
You still
你
still
看到
have
这个人，
likes and
这个人我
dislikes.
喜欢跟他做朋友
Like
，my good friend，
you like someone
那个人
to be your friend,
看了就觉得很 dirty，
or the other
Yeah.
person looks very dirty, yucky.
讲话我就不喜欢，
I just don't like the way
看到他我就
they
想吐，
talk, and I want to
看到你这个
vomit
人就想看到他就想吐，
seeing them.
看到他连上厕所都不同一个坑，
And
他上过那个厕所
you
我就
don't
不去
even
了。
want to go to the same toilet as that person.
还有好恶之心，那不是完全清净。
So if you still have such
我们
a
看众生是平等的，没
mind,
有好
then
恶之
you're
心。
not completely
所以
purified.
人跟人
We
会
view
起
all
纠纷，
sentient beings as
都在
equal.
好恶之心。
People have arguments or disputes because they have this discrimination between good and bad.
那根本就不会
You
有这
cannot
些。
have such
那
thought.
吃素也是一样啊，
But if you have a pure
吃
mind,
素
you
也
would
是
not
一
have
样啊。你做
those
得好，
things.
你
Envy and
我就
jealousy is the
吃素
same thing. If someone is number one, then you're jealous of
吃
them.
素的也不是
Then that's not
清净。
purity. If you
拿这些
have
好恶之心。
envy or jealousy, that means that's not pure.
那我今天这样的讲，大家听得懂吗？
So, do you understand my explanation?
你们有读过那个《金刚经》的注解吗？别人讲的，有没有
Have
这
you
样子讲？
ever read the commentaries or
有读过的举手。
explanations by other people?
哦，
Can
有
you
没有
raise
这
your
样子讲？
hands? Did anybody ever
你
explain it
不
this
记
way?
得了？
Don't
那你读
remember.
过等于没有读过。
Then it's the same as if you haven't read it then.
还有呢？
Anybody else?
不过这样也很好，你知道吗？
But
读
that's
过就
good
也
too,
很好。
that you have read it.
我好像有看过一个
I
笑话，
think
这
I
样子。
saw a joke that goes like this.
他说有一个公公跟孙子，公公很喜欢
The
读书，
grandpa loves
那
to
孙子
read,
就问他，
and the grandson
我讲这个公公不是那个
asks
宫殿里面那个公公，是阿公
grandpa.
啊阿公，
This is a
有个阿公跟
homophobe
孙子啊，
Chinese for eunuch.
两个人在河边，
So the grandpa and his
阿公在读
grandson
书，
on the
好
river
鞋不
bank,
见，
And the grandpa loves to read. So the grandson asks, "You've read so many books, do you remember them?" And grandpa said, "I forgot after I read them." And the grandson said, ridiculed him, "Then why are you still reading? Because you forget after you read them." And the grandpa gave him a basket to hold a charcoal, and it's like black. And then asked the grandson to get some water with the basket. But every time he tried to pick up the water sipped through. So finally he said, "Well, I cannot get any water with this basket." And just do it again. So the grandson listened to the grandpa, and he tried to dip it in water, tried to get some water with it, and still the water all gone. And the grandson said, "This is no use trying to get water this way." And the grandpa said, "Well, that's true. The way I read and I don't retain it, so it's like that." But the basket that was used to carry charcoal, it was spotted with black ash, but it's become clean now. So by reading a few times, you're purified. So if you read it once, you forget, then you read more, eventually you'll remember. Then you would become purified. That's why you want to uphold, to recite, to write the Vajra Sutra is so that you, one by one, you continue to increase, and one by one you purify, one after another.
那我们今天就讲标题吧，清净心行一切善法，用清净心行一切善法。这个清净心，没有人会像师尊这样子讲。
The pure mind,
一分清净。
a pure heart. Nobody would explain like this, that the purity level from 1, 2, 3 until completely pure. We know in Lamde, when you reach level 11, that's a Buddha. And level 12 or level 13, that would be the 5 Dhyani Buddhas. When you reach level 16, that would be the primordial Buddha, Dharma Buddha. That's what's written in the Lamde.
这里也讲到，阿发去看医生。 阿花对医生讲，医生
went to the doctor
什么原因呢？
and told the
刷牙
doctor,
的时候都感觉到很
I don't know why, every time I brush my teeth, I feel so nauseous and just wanted to vomit. And the doctor looked at her carefully and said, there's no problem with you, just don't look in the mirror when you brush.
看自己也看得很恶心的。
Sometimes some people would feel really bad when they're looking at themselves.
昨天早上 这个室友咳
feel
嗽，
really disgusted.
问我有没有咳嗽药，
My friend was
我不小
coughing
心
and
拿
asked
错了，
me for some
把泻
medicine,
药拿给他吃。
and carelessly I
我
gave
中午
him
回来的
a
时候问他还好吗？
laxative. So
他说还真的有
after I
用耶。
got home, I asked, "So did it work?" And he said it worked. Every
就拉
time
一
I
次，
coughed, then I would have to go to the bathroom.
现在呢，
So I
终于
don't.
有用了，
So it
现在
worked.
就不敢咳了。
I don't even dare to cough anymore.
我妈那边没有。
Oh, money, bear me home.